So Stuart, how do you think the meeting's been going? We've got this annual meeting in Brighton this year.
I have to say, I think it's been really good. A lot of the feedback from the attendees has been that it's been exactly what they're looking for. We've got some real problems in spine surgery. We feel quite threatened almost by the litigation, by regulation, and what we're providing is a very good reflection of where we are and how we can practice best to try and firstly deliver the best care for the patients, but also ensure that we're not as threatened as possibly other areas are trying to make us.
So, when we sat down to put this program together a couple of years ago, and we set some themes, do you think we are adhering to that? Have we delivered from that point of view?
So our one big theme was innovation, and I think the robotics side has been very good. Having visiting surgeons from the US come in and tell us where the cutting edge of that technology is, it's been fantastic. We're also seeing from industry demonstrations, and in the industry room we've got all their products where they're actually showing us and talking us through what they've got. The only other side I'd say to that is, although we are delivering that, it's a problem for the UK because it costs a lot of money, and the UK is going to have to decide, not just from our specialty but from all specialties, how it's going to spend its money. And if it wants to sit at the cutting edge, it's unfortunately going to somehow have to pay for it.
But you could see the interest. Right, there was no space, people were standing up, the footfall was so good.
Absolutely, and the interest is certainly there, and surgeons want to be associated with the future. What do you think of the talks that we've had on the medical legal side? And
I think they were fascinating, weren't they? Because we had the perspective from a young spinal surgeon who has his own concerns of doing practice generally in the NHS and in the private sector, which some of us do. And the talks from the lawyers were a bit worrying from our point of view. As you rightly said, the environment is changing. We've got to be more thoughtful, be more sensible. We were always sensible, I think, but you're watching your back all the time, unfortunately, which is not what you want, because you want to deliver the best for the patients and not think about things that shouldn't actually make a difference.
And it's been useful as well to hear from our members that this is what they're looking for. They're looking for advice on exactly this. And we've had all the relevant people on the stage giving them what is the best, most current advice.
So you said you've done your stint as a president for the past 2 years. I'm going to be taking over from you. So I just need to know tips as to, I know we work closely, but it'll be good to know how you managed all that.
It's a very exciting job, but it's an awful lot of work. And the other reality is that you're doing the job at a point when you're at your busiest clinically. So it's quite a problem. I've thought about that. If you had somebody who was more senior and doing less, they'd be less relevant. And actually, you have to have somebody who, almost by definition, struggles to do the job. And I've certainly struggled with the timekeeping. That's probably been the most difficult part of it. It's just at times trying to find the time to do the things I'd like to do. I think the highlights for me have been getting people to look with a different perspective at the same problem. So a silly example was our travelling fellows recently. I was talking to them and asking them what they got out of the fellowship, and they said that they went to one unit and they were shown a problem, difficult clinical problem, and they were shown how it was managed in that unit, and it was managed in a way that led to a very good outcome, and they were told that's the way you manage it. And then they went to another unit, very similar clinical problem, and the other unit managed it in a completely different way and got a really good outcome. And it's that ability to not look at a problem and think there's only one way of managing this. And that's so true in so many of the facets of what we do.
What are your achievements, do you think, in the time you spent for the 2 years?
I think quite a lot of them are difficult to immediately see. I think one of the things we've done now is we're now working with other teams and other groups. And being in isolation is difficult. We're now working with the SPNS and the BOA, and without working alongside all the other people who are the interested parties, you can't go forwards. And because of that, we've presented a very united front to NHS England, to various other problems that have come up. So a lot of it has just been bringing people together. And then the other thing I have to say, I think you will benefit from is we've got the best executive I think we've had for years.
And I couldn't disagree
They
more.
are fun, they're interesting, they're working hard, they're all doing their own bit. So instead of me having to carry people, very much they're carrying me. So what direction are you looking to take this in?
I was going to build on the blocks that you've laid down in a way. No, but that's what it is, isn't it? It just progresses. You know, you strive to get better and better and better. And as you say, the exec, like, I can't pick individual portfolio, but if you look at each portfolio, the way it's gone up over the years, we just need to build on that. And we have already engaged with the membership, engage the members more, get them involved in the working of the society, because it's, after all, it's their society. It's not my society or X's or Y. It's we all in it together. And if we have a united front, as you say, we would be far, far better. We'll have good things that we could demonstrate that what we're doing is really making a difference. We have to work smart. We can't just expect things will come our way. And with the regulations changing from the industry point of view, we have to work smart. We have to stretch it out. We've got to look at other options. At the end of the day, our remit is to improve awareness and education of spinal surgery. And I hope so far we are meeting those targets. I think we are meeting those targets quite nicely, as you rightly point out.
So it's been great to talk those things through, and I think our meeting has been a best meeting that I've been to for a long time, but on the other hand, I'm a little biased by that. So what's your final message on this?
Final message, hope everybody's enjoyed Brighton, and we look forward to seeing everybody in Belfast in 2 years' time. Hopefully it'll be sunnier, less rain, a nice spring Belfast day would be a good day to go to and visit the lovely sites in Belfast. So look forward to seeing everybody in Belfast then in 2021.